Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Lecture Group I for subject SMQ3043, which is linear programming. So today we would like to explain our project design entitled Diet Optimization of Pizza Hut Malaysia Menu for Adults using linear programming. There are 7 members in this group. The first one is me, Nur Rashkin binti Azman. Next, Nur Rafiqah binti Zulkarnain. Next, Nur Syazatul Amira binti Abdul Aziz. Next, Hafizah binti Muhammad Ali. Next, Nur Amirul Syafiq bin Muhammad Ramdan. Next, Nurul Fatihah binti Suhaimi, and the last one is Wan Nur Hamani binti Wan Ahmad. Firstly, I will explain about our project background. A balanced diet is one that contains all of the different types of nutrients. It is significant to eat a well-balanced diet because it is the most effective strategy to maintain excellent health. A well-balanced diet includes all of the food groups that humans require to stay healthy and avoid infections and disorders. A balanced diet can be categorized with the concept of diversity and simplicity that is related with the perception of healthy eating. In this case, given the fact that consumer fast food can create lots of new complications but it still continues to grow in popularity, eating meals without taking into consideration calories or a variety of nutrients will complicate the situation. In order to encourage a healthy lifestyle, certain fast food restaurants, such as Pizza Hut, have included nutrition information. Pizza Hut is one of the famous fast food chains that everyone likes. Besides, it is also the second largest pizza chain in the world. Hence, by using linear programming, this study tries to create the cheapest and healthiest Pizza Hut Malaysian menu for adults that satisfy Malaysian Recommended Nutrient Intake 2017. Linear programming is a powerful technique for creating a balanced diet because it can quickly translate dietary suggestions into a nutritional model. By using this method, the consumer can choose the cheapest menu while still achieving the nutrient requirement, or the least harmful menu while still meeting the nutrient requirement.
Next is problem statement. My name is Nurul Fatihah binti Suhaimi. Matrix number D201910888534. The optimization of diets is a continuously important problem since we all eat every day. The factors that influence food choices nowadays are time, cost, and deliciousness, such as fast food. Fast food chains such as Pizza Hut provided nutrition information in their effort to promote a balanced lifestyle. To our knowledge, no study has been done before to identify the cheapest Pizza Hut Malaysia menu that contains an optimal diet. There is also no study that has been done to determine the healthiest menu, which is the menu with the least total of fat, sugar, and salt that meets the nutrient requirement. Thus, the study will be using linear programming to find the best way to create the cheapest and healthiest Pizza Hut menu for adults while minimizing the cost of the food for a day.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syazatul Amira binti Abdul Aziz, and my matrix number is D201910899494. Project objective. The first objective is to determine the healthiest and cheapest menu in Pizza Hut for a day among adults between age 20 until 50 years old. The second objective is to minimize the cost of the food for a day if Pizza Hut menu is considered for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Nur Hamani binti Wan Ahmad, matrix number D201910888589. So I am going to continue the presentation about literature review. So let's take a look about the concept of linear programming. Linear programming is a mathematical approach for discovering the best outcome, such as maximum profit or lowest cost, in a given mathematical model for a set of requirements represented as linear relationships. Mathematical programming is also a subset of linear programming. In more technical terms, linear programming is also a strategy for optimizing a linear objective function subject to linear equality and linear inequality constraints. So this is a general form of linear programming. Our project is also related to proper diet, which is one of the most basic human necessities. The study says that a well-balanced diet involves intake of 15 until 20% protein, 55 until 60% carbohydrate, and 20 until 25% of fat. In order for the diet to be proper, it must meet the needs of the daily energy intake and all nutrients required for the body's normal functioning as well as physical and also mental health.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hafiza binti Muhammad Ali and my matrix number is D201910899498. So now I'm going to continue explaining our project methodology. For this project, the study is conducted using a quantitative and non-experimental design approach. 50 healthy adults aged 20 to 50 years old had been chosen by non-random sampling to participate in this two-phase cross-sectional study. The first phase is the data collection for the subjects that consists of 4 stages that we had followed in order to obtain our data. So the first stage is developing the questionnaire, where we had prepared the survey questions by using Google Form on the basis of existing knowledge and findings from online sources in order to assess the socio-demographic profile of the respondents. After that, we had published the survey. The survey is distributed to 50 target respondents, which are adults aged 20 to 50 years old. And the third stage is data collecting period, where the data entry is filed into a spreadsheet in Microsoft Excel. And then the final stage is recording the data, where the survey results are rechecked and analyzed by using SPSS software. Now, moving to the second phase, which are data analysis. There are 3 main analyses that we had discussed in our project. The first one is descriptive statistical analysis. These analyses are used to summarize and classify data by describing the relationships among variables in a sample or population. In this study, we had used descriptive statistical analysis to describe the frequency distribution of age, gender, occupation, and preference of Pizza Hut's menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner among respondents by using the aid of SPSS software. Then, the second analysis is LP model analysis. In order to obtain our LP model, we had first determined the objective function and constraints that involved. After that, we had done the formulation of linear programming model for minimizing the cost of Pizza Hut's menu, which satisfy RNI Malaysia. And then the final analysis is sensitivity analysis. In our study, we had first used SPSS software to analyze both socio-demographic and dietary preferences data. After that, we had used Excel solver to find the optimal healthy and balanced diet of Pizza Hut's menu that fulfills individual demands at a minimal cost. So these are the LP model that we had formulated. Since we want to obtain a healthy meal at a minimal cost, so we use minimize Z. And then these are the constraints that involve. The constraints are set according to minimum nutrient requirement for adults daily. And then in this study, we only consider 5 nutrients, which are carbohydrates, protein, fat, sugar, and salt.
Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nu'im Shafiq bin Muhammad Ramdan. Number matric is D201910895001. So I will continue about the result survey. So the first graph is show is gender. So female have 64% and male have 36% from 50 respondent gender. So the next graph is age 20 until 30 have 96% and 31 until 14 have 5% and 41 until 60 years old have 8%. So the mentioned status graph to show 67% single and 24% is married. So the next occupation show majority student have the survey result. So majority have you experience eating Pizza Hut? Yes. The show result is yes. So the next about the portion of each pizza. Majority like one box have 78% and two box is 22%. So the whole hand chicken is very highest favorite about the respondent, have 25 respondent, 50% about the respondent. Olahan chicken is highest for the each Pizza Hut favorite menu. So the next is side, about the side of the Pizza Hut. So one service have 72% about the two service 22% and the service is 6%. So the graph show the size for highest is mushroom soup have 29 respondent and 58%. The lower side is cinnamon roll have one respondent service only. Okay, so the next is beverage about the Pizza Hut. So one glass have 76% and two glass have 60% and three glass 8%. The favorite is mineral water have 23 respondent and mostly no favorite is Revive is 4 respondent only. So this is about the survey result.
Next is the implementation. This is the menu that adults choose when they buy meal at Pizza Hut, which is chicken sensation, chicken supreme, Hawaiian chicken, aglio spaghetti, garlic bread, mushroom soup, lemonade, and Pepsi. We also have the price of each menu. As you can see, the table shows the nutritional content of menu chosen by adult 4, which is carbohydrate, protein, fat, salt, and sugar. For the LP model of adult 4, we have the objective function, which is the equation of Z. We minimize Z, and there is 5 constraints for this LP model, as you can see in this slide.
For the output, we use Excel solver to solve this LP model. We can see that the minimized Z we get here is 36 ringgit and 73 cents. The output also shows that the suggested serving, which is 3 aglio spaghetti, 1 mushroom soup, and 1 lemonade. The output gives the minimum diet based on the menu list by adult 4.
Conclusion: LP model really helps in so many ways to determine the best way to use available resource, for example, in diet program. In this research, we can help people to choose a proper meal that have minimum requirement of nutrient also in a low price. Although we recommend the healthiest meal on pizza's menu, but that doesn't mean we can only take this meal as our daily meal. Fast food is not healthy, but we help others to choose what suits them when they're craving to eat food at Pizza Hut. Also, costs for buying foods can be reduced to minimize the use of money for food. People will eat happily without thinking about the nutrient intake and the cost to buy a meal at Pizza Hut. That's all from our group. Thank you.